bringing back an old project, plus an update on the BDST with a sad ending. Good afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on a Tuesday afternoon. It's going on 5 o'clock in the late afternoon, early evening, whatever you want to call that thing. Yes, you are looking at the Boombox. Yes, this is a cardboard mock-up. I understand that. But it is nonetheless going to be a working prototype. And after I get the other one built, I will buy some more speakers and actually make this into a working boombox. And Lord knows I have enough parts. Basically what I've got here going right now is I've got 3 of 5 speakers in. I don't have the tweeters in right now. But like I said, it's slow going. I just started not too long ago, so one thing I know I want to get, as you can tell in the center woofer, that it's crooked, so it needs to be addressed. But that's not a big deal. I can do that when I build the real one. But this is just going to be a test of how well it sounds all together, and I won't even have a back on it as far as the speaker enclosures. But you know, I'll get an idea, I think, of what I'm looking at, and I think it should be a decent performer. The center speaker, now for those who forgot, will be powered by a separate amp that will run off of the same amp that powers the drivers on the side there. And then there is a separate amp for the tweeters. So all 3 will have a separate amplification. Now the center one will be powered by the speakers, like I said, on the side. So they're really less adjustable, I guess is what you'd say. But it will still, you know, make a difference, I guess, when you turn the controls up and down. We'll see. That's one of the reasons I want to do this, is get an idea of what to expect, I guess, is what I'm saying. But anywho, this is like I say, going to be that part of that. I don't want to sit here and talk all day like I did yesterday, but I just wanted to show you that I'm getting this far along, and hopefully I'll get back to it again this evening after supper and be able to do some more work on it. Maybe even get a test in. Who knows? You never can tell. So, alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Good afternoon, YouTube. It is Wednesday now. It is, let's see, 12:57, looks like, in the afternoon. Didn't get much else done on the Boombox, so I'll get back to that. Yesterday afternoon, I decided to do some work on the BDST graphics, labels, whatever you want to call them, for the case. And I wanted to show you a couple of the designs that I came up with. And let's see what those look like real quick. Alright, this first one here is the back panel of the BDST. There's an inlet, whatever you want to call that, inset, I guess, place on the back for a label. And that's basically what I came up with. There is model BDST-1 with the logo on the side, and underneath that, it's hard to see, but it says Seymour, Indiana, Scranton, Pennsylvania. So that's what I come up with that. I think that's pretty good. So let's take a look at the side. Now the side's going to have the you know what I'm saying, the legend, or whatever you want to call it, for the controls on the side. Let's take a look at that. Alright, the one you're looking at now is basically what I came up with. I drew obviously I drew the controls in as an approximation of what they'll look like. So basically that's what it's going to look like. This will be on the side of like I said, the top side of the BDST. You can see on the left there we have on-off volume, and volume control underneath that. And the next one is the mode, RF up and AF down. Now that I don't know for sure will be that way, but we'll have to test it before I do a final on that. Next one's the input. That'll be the BNC connector there, and the last one is power, 9-volt VDC. Now I'll probably move that 9 over a little bit to make it centered in under the power. That'd be the only difference I make on that. But so I think that pretty much clearly explains everything. So I think that'll work good for that. So let's go look at the now the front side is the one I've been having the most. You know, these two, the back and the side was easy, but the front one, I wanted a little something more than what I originally came up with, which I'm going to show you next. Alright, now this is the original design that I came up with the front. Huge logo with AF/RF signal tracer underneath of it. Now that, to me, tells what it is, but at the same time it doesn't do exactly what I would like it to do. So I came up with a little different design, so let's take a look at that. Now this one adds a line between the BD electronics and the AF/RF signal tracer, which it was a step in the right direction, but still didn't have the pizzazz that I was looking for. So I got to looking on Google and did some searches on designs. I did floral, I did vector or ray trace, stuff like that, and perspectives, you know, different things of images to look at, give me an idea of what I was going for. Abstract is the one I came up with, I thought looked the best, but I'm going to show you a couple of the ones I did first, so let's take a look at those. Alright, now here you see my first design. Again, the graphic is just basically something I found on Google, and I put that on a label and put our logo up at the top with the AF/RF signal tracer on the left there in the bottom. It doesn't look bad, but it, you know, it still didn't exactly look like I wanted it to. It looks a little more, I don't know, flowery or whatever you want to call than what I wanted for the first one. So let me show you what I did finally come up with. Alright, now what you're looking at is the actual one I'm going to use. I'm pretty sure Bob likes this one, and I like it, and I think this is the one we are going to go with. I think it works out a lot better for what this is and stuff like that, so I think this is what I'm going to do. I did try some different fonts on the AF/RF signal tracer, and I'll go through those real quick. This is one, you know, I put the color is the same color as this stripe here, and use that for the font, and tried that. That looks alright, but I'm still not crazy about it. Now this one uses the red from this stripe, and it's plainer looking, and that's not too bad. I like that too, but still, like I say, you never can tell. So, like I said, I'm going to put this to a vote for you guys. Which do you prefer? You like this one? We'll call this number 1, or do you like number 2, or number 3? So you guys can put your little votes in there. Which one you like the best? Personally, I like the first one the best. I mean, the colored lettering, that looks alright, but I think the black just sets it off better. That's just my opinion. But anywho, like I said, let me know exactly in the comments what you think. So, alright, let's get on to the bad news. Alright, for the bad news, some of you may remember that I sent all my MFP, MPF, whatever they are, 102s, and the LM380N chips that I bought from China to Bob for testing. Now, Bob has tested those. There were a few of the transistors that didn't work at all, and I don't think it's enough to mess with, but we have decided not to even use that one anyway, so I think we're going to let that slide. But he got to testing the LM380N chips this morning, and found some disturbing news. Out of the 50 that we bought, the final tally was that I don't know how many were dead completely, but I know there was several that was dead completely. So 33 out of the 50 do not work. That's not good. So I have written to the seller and requesting basically his idea of a remedy for this, and if it's not satisfactory, I'll just request a refund from eBay and we'll be done with it. But like I said, there are a few that are good. I think 13. I think there was like 13 that were good, and maybe 4 that were completely dead, or I can't remember exactly. But anyway, what the deal was is we're gonna try to get our money back on that or something. And Bob has found a I guess a new version of this chip is out there. It's supposed to be, I think, lead free or something of that sort. That might have been the problem with it. I don't know. But anyway, those are a little bit more expensive because they are from, like Mauser, I think is where he found the original ones at. So, you know, it's going to be a thing where we're going to have to order like 10 at a time because we can't afford to buy 50 of them, you know, at once. But until that time, we do have enough of the good ones to do the beta test, and maybe a few extra ones. Try selling, you know, try our little ad on eBay and see what happens there. And I think that's what we're going to try to do with what we got. And you know, in the meantime, we'll try to secure a better seller. Bob's going to look around for a cheaper price than Mauser. If we could get them from DigiKey, we'd get them there because they usually have the best prices and the fastest shipping, so, and the most reasonable shipping. So, like I said, that's what we're kind of looking at. Now, I don't know if you can see this down here, this device, or these covers here. Now, Bob's been looking at those. He's bought a couple of those to try. He does not like my gutter mesh, I don't think. So, we may be going with something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what he comes up with on that. But anywho, that's what we're looking at. We're still waiting on a lot of other parts. The one that I'm kind of waiting on and kind of a little upset about is this one down here. If I can find it. It's probably not on this one. But anyway, yeah, there they are, the volume knobs. These 20 pieces of plastic volume knobs. They're yellow. I ordered them, well, let's see, June 30th. And they were supposed to be here by, at the earliest, July the 23rd. And they did not show. And they got until Monday, September the 2nd, before they're, I guess, considered late. But those, like I said, we'll have to, well, hoping they come in because I don't want to have to reorder them again, wait on them again. So. But that's one of the items that needs to be here before we really get down to business. Of course, the boards, those have been shipped, I do believe Bob said. I've got some screws on the way for the speaker and other stuff. So, and I bought one of these. These are them little Bluetooth decoder, whatever you want to call it, boards that. You know, you can. This doesn't have the FM and all the other stuff on it. This is just the Bluetooth. In other words, you can hook this up to your power, which is 3.7 to 5 volt, and directly into a stereo or whatever. And you know, you don't have to. It's not got the FM and stuff like that now. So it's just, you know, I thought I'd try that and see how that works. And still waiting on my Chinese switches. I've got the one from the U.S. seller, but. All these things that order we'll have to get in. These things here, the power jacks and the power plugs, I have enough of those to do me on the beta test, and I also have the I don't know if they were here or not, but the 9-volt battery connectors. I bought some of those, and I have enough of those to do on the beta test as well. No, they don't have them in. But there's the transistors that we bought. I only spent $9 on them, so it's, you know, I think the majority of those worked, I think Bob said. Some of them had to be put in backwards to work, but they did work. So I'm not going to mess with those, but I do want to get my money back on the chips because that's just 33 out of 50 is just not acceptable at all. In fact, it may have been more. I may have misspoke. Bob said, maybe he was giving me the rundown and it was 33 that didn't work. Or maybe it was at all. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But anyway, we'll find out how that works. And so, all right, that's going to do my little update for today. You guys have a pleasant day, and I will let you know more of this if I have further developments or whatever. And let me know what your feeling is on the labels, the front labels there. Which fonts you like the best, the colored or the black or the, whichever one. There's 3 different ones to choose from. So, you guys have a pleasant afternoon. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you.